Bueno, yo quisiera iniciar dándoles las gracias a todos ustedes, bienvenidos. También le digo a Marcos que utilizo esta prenda como aparece en la movie, entonces para que te hagas una idea de confianza.
John said, of course, John says welcome to everybody. He says that he's wearing that t-shirt as a little homage from the movie. I kind of doing also a little homage with the guy with the, but yes, now, and I speak from both. We enjoy the movie. I am waiting from the question from John, but let's see if I had some question because I really enjoy it. But John is the man. John, dale.
Gracias, Andrés. Bueno, yo quisiera iniciar preguntándole bueno, primero a las damas, a Raven, sobre cómo ha sido no solo el desempeño de su personaje, sino tanto en la cuestión de cómo desarrolla la manera en que es desconfiada, porque la mayoría de los personajes evoluciona en el sentido de que trata de intentar descubrir, pero a la vez su personaje trata de evitar. Entonces, ¿cómo hace para que esos cambios de roles tomen como una forma de poder ayudar a muchas vidas a través de, por ejemplo, su personaje?
Okay, this question is from Raven. And for your character, it's an interesting question. We know that this movie is like a puzzle. We're going we are not I am not going to spoil anything. But the question from John is, I don't know, how do you assume your role and knowing that somehow if somebody watch this movie, feel that this can be helpful because we know that it's based on a true story and it's something that happened. And by the way, I really love that ending because show me many layers of our society. So, and in fact, John, yo creo que esa pregunta también serviría para Melina. In fact, I tell you not only doing this question from Raven, but also from Melina. How do you develop your characters and how do you think this can help people that we hope not sometimes get involved in this kind of situation?
Emily, she really resonated with me because she was in like, it looked like a very long-term relationship with Aaron, and it's just like the age like group that we had and everything. There were 5 college students, so of course like everyone can relate to that because you always find your small circle of college students and friends that you travel with, that like ride or die type of thing. So for us it felt like it was a close-knit group, and then developing Emily, it was really easy because not only that was our co-stars, like my co-stars itself, like we fed off of each other's energy so well. The first couple of days we filmed was in the Jeep. So in the Jeep scene, it was literally just the 5 of us. And I want to say like the boom mic in the trunk.
I think he was in the trunk.
Yeah, it was very intimate, just the 5 of us in there. And then it was like found footage, like POV and everything. So we really got to get to know each other so well. And then really just that escalated to like co-stars, to friendships, and then we were just watching each other like do our scenes and everything. And Melina and I, we clicked right away. Like
we did.
Really hilarious. Melina's really funny, by the way, and she's a beautiful singer also. So she entertained us as well. Yeah. So Emily being in a relationship with Aaron, not knowing what was going on, but she's just like so in love, like, love is blind and everything. We're just in our honeymoon stage. I feel like everyone can relate to that. So that I can relate to that as well. And then just being with your close friends, traveling, and of course, like evacuating. And, we're from Florida. Like Anna's character even asked Emily, like, how long have you lived in Florida? Like, like we don't take hurricanes seriously. So I would definitely say Floridians do think like that sometimes. And so there's like a bunch of memes and that are like really funny. Like cat 3, we're out on the beach. Cat 5, we're like, okay, maybe it's serious or whatever. But yeah, it was really easy to develop with Emily and the relationships that Emily had with each of the characters as well. And it was just really honestly easy overall. Marcus is an amazing collaborative director. Like he really saw each of us and then helped each of us get to where we needed to be as well, character wise. So yeah, it's like you saw the movie, like when it gets a little darker and deeper and you're learning the inner stories and stuff, Marcus really helped us get there as well. So yeah, I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I miss it.
I know, me too. I guess it's a good segue to me then. So I agree with Raven, hands down. As soon as we all met, we just all clicked. We really did become like a little family while filming this. And we truly did become friends after this experience too. So it was really special. And well, you'll get to your stuff later, Raven. But and then just what happened in real life too was crazy. But for Anna, she's very different than me because I'm pretty private. I don't really like. I mean, I'll post things here and there, but I'm not like everything like, oh, I have to record every exactly. So she was a little different from me there, but I wanted to have fun with her. She was written really funny too, so I was just playing around and just playing off my castmates, seeing what worked, what didn't work. If I had any questions about anything, Marcus was there to guide us. I really love too, Marcus, that you trusted us a lot. Like sometimes we would ask questions and he's like, I'll just let you guys do your thing because I trust you. And I've never had a relationship like that with a director. So it was really nice to just play with my castmates. And if something didn't work, we just did it again and tried it a new way.
Melina es una buena cantante. Entonces, no sabíamos ese dato. Pero continuemos.
Yes.
De nada.
Sí. También quiero hacerle la pregunta a Marcus, que la verdad sí, quiero felicitarlo por la cuestión de que esta es una de las primeras películas que se hacen de que las personas de color tienen grande protagonismo al final de la historia, por lo que sabes de que este canal siempre es bienvenido, las personas como personajes como Ginny Freeman, Liu, Taisha, Booker, todos ellos que obviamente apoyamos a los afroestadounidenses, a la comunidad. Entonces yo quisiera preguntarles sobre cómo ha sido cambiar la perspectiva y los estereotipos de que los personajes de color tengan el final de una historia, retomar.
Un spoilerazo, pero no, menos mal lo dijiste, amigo.
Sin spoiler.
No. Okay, I know this question got some kind of spoiler, but I know you don't want to make it as a spoiler, but yes, Marcus, by the way, this is from both of us. You did it great, man. And as you may know, I don't know if you have seen the channel, we really gave a huge spot to the Afro-American community. In fact, we got legends like Bill Dude, to filmmakers that are doing their stuff now, like yourself. And without doing the spoiler, man, how was not only representing your community, but doing, I want to spoil, doing that. You know what happens, that you change something, and when you change it, I was like, yeah, please tell us, man. And great job, man. Great job.
Yeah. So when I first got involved in the project with Jhon, the producer, that's the first thing I told him. I said, and this is going to be whenever you watch one of my movies, there's one thing for certain, is that there won't be a black person dying first, second, or third. Okay. Now they might die, but they're not going to die first, second, or third, because that's like, I was brought up in the era when every movie was like that. The first person that got killed was the black person. And I was like, I'm not going to do that in my film. So I love the fact that this was like a very diverse cast, but the first one wasn't going to get knocked off. The first knockoff wasn't going to be the black female. So that's one thing. That's not like a heavy spoiler, because without giving away too much, we don't know what happens with anyone until the very end. You don't know. So that's why you have to stay tuned, because once you think you know the story, you don't know the story. But as just being an African American, it wouldn't have set right with me just to do that, to have the first killing to be a black person,
Oh, I will enjoy this when I translate it. Aunque yo creo que entendiste súper.
Sí. I understand small.
You understand? Poquito.
Un poco.
Un poquito.
Un poquito, sí, un
Yes.
poquito.
También, bueno, complementando con esta gran cuestión de Marcus, obviamente sin spoilers, porque ya Cherry me dijo, cuidadito con un spoiler, si no te fulmino. Yo quiero preguntarle sobre los accidentes que ocurren en las escenas. Accidentes. Solo diré lo que le pasó a Kyle. Accidentes. Entonces, ¿crees que la escena de Kyle fue inspirada en Guerra Mundial Z o fue como un paralelismo, no sé, de la mayoría de, bueno, sucesos accidentales?
Okay, that's an interesting question. And without doing spoilers, of course, but John wants to know that just because we know, and I like that by the way that sometimes in the scenes happens accidents that makes real because we humans sometimes we screw up things. And John wants to know that in that accidental scene with Caleb, of course, with Aaron Somerfield, it's like an homage to World War C or what? Or tell me. In fact, I want to know. It's crazy because I feel you can say that this movie takes from the slasher, but it's not. I can say that it's not a slasher because all the ending made me think, man, that this is going a lot more. So you can tell us about the accidents and for myself, some of the influences. Go ahead. For me, it's a unique movie, and you need to stand to that kind of subject, man. For Marcus.
So okay, so for me, so basically, you saying Aaron's scene? We're talking about Aaron's.
That is scene that.
When he gets scared. Okay, so that was a fun scene to shoot because we had to take it in stages. Actually, every scene that had Aaron getting physically attacked, we had to take it in stages. So just like with everything else, but it was as real as you saw. so without I mean, of course there's some fake elements. You can't just bust somebody's head on the plane. You can't, they'll be gushing everywhere. That was one of my favorite stunts. Especially the end of Aaron's kill scene. We had like the greatest in my eyes. He's like one of the OGs when it comes to like special effects. Our special effects guy has done movies for like Chainsaw Massacre and stuff like that. So you'll see a lot of his work and you'll see a lot of his talent, within that movie. That's one thing I loved about it. Just the whole team, everybody brought something special to the table.
I will translate something to John. John, fue muy real. Solo diré eso. Creo que con eso quedas satisfecho con tu set de sangre.
Increíble, ¿no? De hecho,
I told John that it's very real. I only will say, but I promise to translate everything later, so don't worry.
También yo quisiera preguntarle, a Melina sobre el personaje de Melina me representa, o sea, respecto a lo que es el tema romántico de que cuando la escena, entonces ya, no, me representa a mí en la escena del amor y todo eso. Pero ¿cómo es desenvolver un rol de que es muy neutral? Porque desempeñar roles neutrales es muy complicado, porque casi las emociones no se evidencian en ese personaje. Y lo que se evidencia es que a pesar de lo sucedido, ella implementa muy bien las escenas. Entonces, quisiera preguntarle sobre cómo usted desarrolló la neutralidad de su personaje. Porque, o sea, no es que no tenga emociones ni tampoco tenga mucho, sino está en el punto exacto.
Melina, this is a great question from you.
Okay.
How do you develop as an actress the neutrality of your character? Because we see that somehow you are like the in the middle of all the emotions. Sometimes all of your friends are another more calmed down, and you are like in the center, like the. I don't know, John, and of course I agree with him. Showing neutrality in a character, we think is hard because it's like you are not controlling your emotions, but you are not that with your emotions exploding. So yes, how do you develop that? And of course, it will be like, how do you develop this character? This like a center of earth for everybody, for all that group of amazing people, by the way.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to process everything. Uh, I try not to judge the character, the first off, because with any character you play, they're people in real life that they have obstacles, they have goals, they have dreams. So I really try to approach it as she's just another girl. She's a human being. She's a college student. She's trying to do better for her life. Maybe she wants to show off a little bit with all the social media. So I try to read the script over and over, and I try not to like pre-plan too much because when you were saying like the accidents that happen on set, I think those are the greatest moments when you're on set and you find these little things that just work. But everyone was laughing at it. I'm pretty sure the like I gotta take a shit line, like I think I just came up with that. Like I don't think it was in the script. We were like, how do we get those two by themselves? And I was like, well, someone's gotta go to the bathroom. So I just came up with that myself. And then I also liked Mo and I scene where he hints like, oh, hey, he's interested in stuff. We him and I got together on that. And we also not wrote it, but we played with it and see what worked for us and what made the most sense for our characters. So that was really cool too. Again, Marcus always just letting us have our artistic freedom, which was really cool. But yeah, I think overall, I really try to find the humanity in the person that I'm playing. Like for instance, with Anna, she has family back in Puerto Rico. And so I'm a mutt. So my mom's from the Philippines. I'm not sure exactly where my dad's from, but I just know I'm mixed with a bunch of different cultures. And so I have family also back in the Philippines. So I really related to that as Melina. And I'm sure a lot of other immigrants or first generation Americans that aren't from the US can also relate to that too. So I really try to ground my characters in just truth and humanity and just really try to bring them to life and bring them as a person and not as a character per se.
Wow. And no, I understand if with that long treat, somebody gotta go and somebody gotta say it.
Yeah,
I love that line. Jhon,
someone has to.
I will translate that part to Jhon. Jhon, después de traducir todo, esa famosa línea de ella yendo al baño, le surgió. Y creo que es todo, o sea, Marcus dio toda digamos, la libertad. Obviamente te voy a traducir todo porque son unas respuestas hermosísimas, pero pues yo sé que I promise to translate everything because you are giving beautiful answers. Beautiful. As Latinos, we celebrate that. In fact, yeah, Marcus, thank you for that multicultural casting.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Okay, dale, Jhon.
Un buen trabajo. También, bueno, esa pregunta va para el Raven. Yo sé que el personaje del Raven es que quiero resaltar un poco como la atracción que se ve en lo que es de su personaje, pero es una atracción como que muy aterrizado, muy realista. No es algo utópico, sino algo ya que se centra en las situaciones que sucede de pronto en un grupo de estudiantes, de amigos, que tratan de pasarla bien, pero ¿cómo usted visualiza la atracción, el amor en esas distintas situaciones de peligro? ¿Qué pudiste aprender luego de filmes, no sé, de Slasher, filmes de este tipo, en el que yo digo que es el primer personaje que yo he visto referente a un cast femenino, que el amor es muy aterrizado, o sea, a pesar de que le guste a alguien, pero primero tiene que salvar la vida?
No, y menos mal lo dices porque quería decir eso. Okay, Jhon got a great point, and I want to compliment it because sometimes we know that it's not a slasher, but let's talk about the slasher as a genre. Sometimes the characters are forgettable, are like they are dumb teenagers, and sometimes we rave for the killers or kill them. They thought, but no, we in fact here rave for all of you. And John got a question from Raven, talking about Raven. Uh, how do you see, because we know that your character is dealing with issues of relationships, love, and how do you kind of compare your character with the characters from other movies? Because yes, it's not, and I congratulate that. Thank God it's not a movie about teenagers having said that then getting killed. No, we see emotions, we see reality, and that makes us rave for all of you. So how do you compare your character dealing with those emotions with, I don't know, other characters on another slasher movies? And of course, how do you develop that emotions? It's a beautiful character, by the way. All of you, but I was like, no, yeah, I want to spoil, but at the end I was,
Yeah.
Marcus, you broke our heart, man. That's not fair. Ya le dije que nos rompió el corazón, eso no se hace. Okay,
Yeah,
tell us,
thank
Raven.
you. Yeah, she was very like to me, like honestly, all the characters were very beautifully written. Like we had so much depth individually, and we were so it was like the five of us were so different, but we meshed so well together. It wasn't like each person was like the same character. And one thing that I got a lot of like from my friends and family was like, oh, like Emily, like she's a nagger. Like, she whines a bit. But then I feel like in those situations, there always has to be that someone who's like the worry wart, like within the friends. So that's like she'd most likely be like the DD or like holding like Anna's hair back at a college party while like she's like throwing up or puking or whatever. Like she's a very caring friend. And I related to that so well because I have like a huge family and everything. I have a bunch of sisters. So I was always the one that's like, walking the right way, making sure I'm taking things carefully. So I loved that Emily is relatable when it comes to like, oh yeah, like even though like she can be a little whiny, that is something that like that's something that she would point out, or like people would point out when they see like a huge open like airplane graveyard. It's like, what the hell is this? Like we're screwed, like there's so much debris. If a hurricane comes through, like we're gonna get whacked in the head or something like that by something. But yeah, and then her relationship with Aaron, like you could just tell she's just in love with him. And then I feel like she's just head over heels for him. Like they probably gone through so much, been through so much through thick and thin. Like she knows him. Like, like that song, the driver's license song is like, my friends don't know you the way I do. I feel like that's her and Aaron. Like he can be a bit of a butthole, but he's that character. He's like that one friend in the group that takes charge, or is like, really blunt, but like he's like, being for real at the same time. Like, we're out of gas. Like we got to pull over. We got to do something, find help. But yes, and then the relationship she has for individually everyone. I love that like the creators did that with each of us. So it was really easy to play with her and her emotions when it comes to relationships to each and every one. And then, what happens with her is very unfortunate, and it's just like it's beautiful, but it's very relatable. And it just sucks because I don't think Aaron ever knew. So that's like a little bit of one of those, the audience knows what happens, but Aaron probably won't, he never knew. But it's, it's okay. She still loves him. He still loves her.
I'm still like recovering for that scene, believe me.
Yeah, it was rough. Even my friends and family were like, I did not expect that, because I didn't tell them anything. I just told them it was a horror movie. Like, be prepared. It's like not something I would usually do because I'm honestly a wuss in real life. I'm scared of everything. So yeah, they were really proud of me for doing what I did, and I'm honestly proud of myself for that. And I'm more than grateful that even an Asian character was written in the first place, because it's really a lot. Asian representation is growing slowly right now on screen, but I always like, hands down to the writer who created an Asian character, like an actual Asian character.
Raven, you might as well tell them what happened Like,
I know. I was like, tell them.
Really? You want?
Yeah.
I try not to mix personal life, but so the day that I found out we were doing that scene, you know, like when I'm on the ground, that I actually found out that morning I was pregnant in real life. Yeah, it was 8 a.m. I was not feeling well. I was like, even like filming all week, I kept having like weird cravings, and I was eating the food, and I was like, this food tastes different. It was really funny. I was like talking to the cast. I was like, hey, it's like, do the
I
raspberries
remember you
taste
saying that. You were like, this tastes weird. I'm like,
I know, I was
it
like,
tastes
the
okay to
raspberries
me.
taste so weird. And like, it was just funny because they were just like, oh yeah, it tastes weird. But it's fine. I'll eat it anyway. But yeah, so I thought I had like food poisoning, and then I woke up it was 8 a.m. I took a pregnancy test. It was my day off, so I was like, it was my day off. Okay, like I'm not shooting today. The boys are shooting their scenes, so I was like, if this was gonna be positive, at least I have the day to like take it in. So yeah, I took the test. Out of nowhere, it was like planned but unplanned. I didn't really think it was gonna happen, but yeah, it turned out to say that I was pregnant. And then Jhon, the executive producer, like called me. I was like, hey, can you come in today? I know it's your day off, but can you come in today because we're shooting an extra scene. We decided to put an extra scene in there because that scene was not supposed to be in there. Like originally it was not in the screenplay. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'm off today. It was a beautiful day outside. I was like, I love being outside. So I was like, yeah, I'll come on set. Got on set, and then oh yeah, no, wait. Yeah, and then they approached me and they're like, hey, we added a new scene. Nonchalantly, they were just like, your character's pregnant. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, Emily's gonna end up being pregnant with Aaron's child. So we're gonna have that in there. We're shooting that scene today. Like there's gonna be a scene to reveal her pregnancy. And I was like, okay. So I pulled Marcus aside. I was like, hey, I was like, by the way, I just found out this morning I am actually really pregnant. And it was just the craziest coincidence. It's something like, it's a story that I'll always remember. And like, it was when I told the cast too, I was like we were all just like, what? Like, it's just like, you guys literally wrote it to life. So yeah, it was the craziest thing. So I'm still like, so technically my daughter was in the movie, so I'm proud of her.
Yeah, she was.
But,
you should put her in the credits, Marcus.
So it was crazy, and it's actually really funny because Marcus knew before my parents knew. Marcus knew that I was pregnant before any, like the cast and crew knew I was pregnant before my family even knew. It was like the beginning of December, and I didn't even tell my family till New Year's because I was really early on. But yeah, and then Marcus and his crew worked with me. They were like asking, because there's things that I'm not allowed to eat, you know, because, you know, early pregnancy and everything. They were just like, whatever you're craving, we'll get it for you. Like, you're craving, I was craving sandwiches all the time for some reason. So they got me sandwiches and everything. So it was really nice. So hats off to the crew and Marcus's production. Yeah, they took care of me. They really did.
También yo quiero preguntarle a los tres, porque me parece muy interesante. Luego de ver el filme, yo dije, bueno, acorde a los personajes que desean hacer, ¿hay alguna continuación en Unsheltered? Yo sé que a pesar de esto, pero, o sea, me refiero, ¿hay alguna continuación para que ya se tome las riendas en el asunto?
Jhon, gracias por hacerla. I'm so happy that Jhon made this question because I wanna make it. Somehow there will be like a sequel because I don't know.
Yes, you asking? There may be a sequel. Yeah, yes. There may be. Yeah.
Yes.
What about a prequel?
No, or no. In fact, when I ended, I was like, this had no, but like somebody gotta take in charge because this cannot end like that. No. I wanna see what happens. Oh, I will tell Jhon, probablemente secuela o probablemente precuela. Y yo por ambas me voy a morir.
Wow, no.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why I wanted. That's why I wanted to keep it open, because we kind of opened the door to like a little section of like the dark web, and I don't want to give anything away, but it kind of is in the description. So if we do a sequel, we'll probably expose the whole operation. So we only saw like a little bit of it. So the next step is to expose what's really going on behind the scenes.
Jhon, sí,
Have
de hecho,
flashback scenes.
Pero que
I
regresen
said have
ustedes.
flashback scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jhon, que regrese quién.
Pero que por lo menos resuelvan un poco ustedes, sus personajes, ¿no? Los personajes de Melina, del Raven, de Chantel.
Por eso es que ellas dijeron que de pronto una precuela, pero les diré. Yes, in fact, Jhon is also raving from the prequel because he wanna know more about all the characters, but I rave for all. When I saw that, no, in fact, that's what I love about this genre. I love these movies that when you saw it, you say, "Oh my God, it's got so much material for doing more," and that's how the biggest, the biggest sagas in horror, in terror start. Oh, I love it. Jhon, ¿qué más tienes? Porque si yo sí tengo una. Bueno, dale.
Bueno, háganla, sí, tranquilo.
No, a la tuya. Pues quiero preguntarles sobre, es que me fascinó la dirección de fotografía, man.
Bueno, complementando con la tuya, yo quiero preguntarle sobre, para Raven y para Melina, ¿crees que necesita explorar más los personajes de ese estilo a cómo se manejó en Untitled, o ya desean de pronto realizar personajes mucho más notorios en otros campos, o desea explorar el campo de cómo es el terror, el suspenso, todo lo que es Untitled?
Es una buena pregunta porque Raven había dicho que ella en la vida real es muy miedosa. Pero bueno, this is a great question, like for both you, Melina and Raven, and of course, like a continuation for something that Raven told. Doing this role, both these roles, do you want to, as an actress, keep, I don't know, complementing or working on in, I don't know if a similar project or like similar roles, or do you want to give another approach to your careers? I don't know. In resuming, you want to continue doing more terror, more horror, like of course like that well written, or do you want to keep, I don't know, exploring another roles or tasks in both your careers? Okay, whoever say it first, Melina or Raven.
I guess I'll go.
Okay,
I actually was thinking about, or not thinking, I'm in like very pre-production of writing my own like suspense thriller. So yeah, especially with this digital media age, you can create your own content, which is really cool. And if you find the right people to back it, you can make things happen. So that's one project in the books for me personally. I loved playing Anna because she was a very strong character. Like she was very unapologetic of who she is. And I like to represent characters like that kind of break the mold, that are different, that are strong, that are smart, that are capable. I really like portraying these type of, especially as a female minority too. Because like my mom growing up, it's hard as a single mom growing up, and especially in the States, being from the Philippines, she was very different than everyone else there. So I saw firsthand like the racism that she had to endure. But because I was lighter, I didn't have to face that. But yeah, just telling stories and being a part of stories that are inspirational and empowering, whether it's, I do enjoy horror. But yeah, because I think there's a lot of depth, especially for this film too. These characters go on these crazy journeys. They go through really big highs and really bad lows. So yeah, for my career, I just really want to, I like stories that empower and that educate, and that you can really learn from. Like if you watch it after, you think differently, like you have a different point of view now after watching this film. So that's where I see my career, characters, and just type of content that I want to be a part of.
Oh my God, Melina, so excited for you. If you're writing, that's amazing. Melina has like, you're like so creative and like amazing, and like you're just so talented in so many ways. So like for you to add that to your resume, I'm like, yes, girl.
I'm trying.
Yeah. So if you need someone to audition, you got me. Right.
I got you.
But, yeah, it's like I loved playing Emily. As you know, it's so crazy because I was saying before how like I'm a huge scaredy cat in real life, but then I've actually done a lot more horror and a lot more scary like shows and movies. And I don't know what it is. I think when I read about it, it intrigues me because it's just so fun to think of the unknown, like the horror and scary and the gore is like, it's not your everyday normal life that you personally go through. Hopefully no one, but then it's like, it's like, but in movies and film, I feel like the sky's the limit when it comes to horror. Like you can go off the charts, as you can tell with like Unsheltered, with what happened with the characters and how that escalated. So I love the genre, but I'm really like want to, because of Asian representation, I don't want to be typecasted as like just a friend or the nurse or like things that we end up getting social profiled into. I want to let writers, production, producers, like people know that Asians can act, like we can act, we're just not just the sidekick friends, like we can be the leading lady. So seeing Killing Eve and then seeing Lana Condor with what she's doing, and like I just love that it's like people are seeing that Asians can play lead characters, and that's like my huge motivation is Asian representation on screen, because I want to be able to represent that specifically also like for Asian community, and then specifically for my heritage, which is Vietnamese heritage, because I don't see a lot of Vietnamese actresses in America. And so I want to be able to represent that as well. And then genre wise, I would love to do drama. I love the intensity and like sharing scenes with like your partners and just like getting into it. It's fun. It's so out of my comfort zone, so out of the norm for me, because I'm not a huge dramatic person in real life. So it's really fun to embody that and get into that. But yeah, I'm with my career now, I'm constantly training in the acting, in like the studio, taking classes and everything. Orlando has an amazing class. Shout out to Class Act Studios. They're amazing. They really helped me. I've done a few workshops, here and there, and like classes here and there, but Class Act really helped me grow so much as an actor. And so I really want to see what I can do. I'm honestly like auditioning almost every week, and of course everyone, all artists, everyone in this craft will say like you'll hear 100 no's before you hear that one yes. But and I love collaborating, like seeing my friends succeed and everything like that, and then being able to be a part of their projects too. And then it's just fun to work together and support each other. So yeah, I'm honestly like I'm so passionate about it that I don't plan on stopping at all. And I just want to keep growing and performing and meeting new people. Yeah.
I was reading the NDBs. Melina acts, Melina sings, Melina do stunts, and Melina writes. and no, I wanna confess you. I don't know, John. When I saw that movie, I was like, you remind me one the girl I love most in my life. Now she's my friend. I was like,
I'm so sorry.
because she was so determined, and she will do exactly the same in that kind of situation. And I was like, wow. And Raven, I was watching your IMDb. I am so lucky because, okay, I'm the translator in the channel, but I'm also the biggest fan of the channel and the work that John does. Thank God in Tubi there is a movie from you, Try Club. I will watch because I want to see more of your work. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. I love that. Was fun. It was also based about five college students as well. You know, I like playing college students. But yeah, it's like a action heist, like drama movie. That was fun. Yeah, so that segued into like I like playing drama because she was a serious character that was just like intense, and I loved it. So yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for your support.
No, this channel is for supporting. John, continúa. No, es que estoy emocionado. Después digo que te dije.
No, de hecho, también felicitar, bueno, aparte de esto, saltando lo que es un shelter, de felicitar a Melina por Heavy Rain, que es un filme que ella participó, y obviamente en Marcus también, obviamente que un shelter no es como la dirección que ha hecho, sino también él produjo pues lo que es un filme que es Brainy Bowler, si no estoy mal,
Sí.
fantástico. Entonces, no, solo quería felicitarlos por eso.
No, I will tell it. Oh, that's so sweet from John. He also do his work. John wanna congratulate Melina for his role in Heavy Rain. And Marcus, John also congratulate you. And in fact, I wanna congratulate you for something else. John, from your work as a producer in Breaking Ballers. But man, when I read this, I was like, yes, I still one of the biggest fans of True Life, and knowing that you do the camera department, man, for me is one of my favorite shows that got NTV. I miss that era on NTV. So, and John, also want to congratulate you about what you. No, in fact, Raven, I was watching also yours, and I know this is not the time because we're talking about Unsheltered, but I'm so interested in see this Amira and Amira 2 is like what? It's an action project. What is it?
It was a short film we did. So Orlando has like this small Orlando independent filmmakers, like sort of like a festival that they do every year. And then they do themes every like for Halloween, for spring, and they do challenges. So it really the Orlando filmmaking industry is like small but big at the same time because everyone networks with everyone and everyone knows everyone, supporting everyone. So I love that here in our community. And yes, they approached me to play a lead role. It was Amira. It was about like a woman who, it was like an action drama where like her daughter gets kidnapped and she needs to get her back. So it was fun to play that. And then I believe, yeah, we got a few nominations and awards for that at the festival. And then people wanted more to see what else like could happen like with the characters and what happens after the daughter comes back and everything. So then we ended up filming Amira 2, Retribution, the season after. So it was fun to do that. I believe that was like my first sequel to do. So it was fun to see the development of the characters.
I hope that the next sequel that you do is the prequel on a movie called Unsheltered.
Yes, and I want to do a prequel, my first prequel for Unsheltered.
Yeah.
Yes, John, continúa.
¿Tú tenías la pregunta de la fotografía? Pregúntale.
Sí, no, more than a question, because it's great that Marcus, you also talk about the crew work, not only the casting. Man, not only you come with a great person that knows about the Rolling Stones, but man, what a beautiful cinematography in this movie. And it's great. Yes, tell me how was the conversations with the director of photography, because it's so artsy, man.
Yeah. So the director of photography is actually my friend, Alex Purifoy. We went to film school together. And like when I discovered that I was going to be on this project, Alex was the first person I called. I was like, he has the look that I want to go for. He has that. He wanted to make it pop. He wanted to make the colors, everything. We wanted it to be different. It was already a low budget film. So it was no need to like have it look regular, like your average film. So we wanted it to stand out a bit. We were already doing the found footage. So that footage wasn't going to be as polished. So we wanted to go over the top when it came to cinematography. So the actual place that we shot at was an amazing site. it was a real airplane salvage yard. Like the first time I went there, I was blown away. I was like, I can't believe this exists. So when we took that element and we combined it with Alex's like cinematography, it was just like on another level. And the great thing about working with the crew is whenever I had an idea, it was never like a no. Whenever Alex had an idea, it was never like a no. It was like, okay, let's see if we can make it work. And with the crew, because everybody got along and everyone had a great time, they didn't mind working. They didn't mind, achieving those goals. So that's what it made it just a nice looking film. So that's one of the key things that I love about this film is the cinematography, especially when we get into the hangar and when we start to see the reds, the different colors, and at the end, we're using all types of lighting and all different. We're just going crazy. I have a funny story too. I talked about the special effects, and Melina and Raven, I don't know if you remember this, but
Maybe
when we were shooting the layer for the propeller man for the villain, our special effects, the way we got the wind to blow was we got this guy on an airboat. He was on an airboat.
Yes, I remember you saying that.
It was a drunk guy. He came with his airboat and he was drinking the whole time, and he was just blowing the air all over everywhere. And it was the funniest thing in the world. That should have been in the movie. So I wish we had captured that.
So when you guys are filming that, we were like in our trailers and we just kept hearing like a boat. Like, what is going on out there? Because it's like 3 a.m. We're just like,
we're all huddled in the trailer together. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
It was so funny.
Yeah, it's so funny. So that's what I loved about it. Again, cinematography. Alex Peerford, he lives up there in New York, and he travels all over the world, and he's like one of my favorite DPs to work with.
Yeah. I will translate the proper story to John. And by the way, as an indie filmmaker, John and myself, we envy you in the good way. Knowing that it's real, that Jhon Jatenjor, man, that's amazing. Wow, John, traduciré dos cosas. El cementerio de aviones es real. O sea, él se lo encontró. O sea, imagínate eso. Le dije que como cineastas lo envidiamos. Y dos, ¿te acuerdas la escena del viento?
La del viento.
Ahí cómo le hicieron. Le pagaron a un tipo borracho para que les echara viento con una bomba de aire, man. Dice que esa escena, hacer eso fue tan bueno que eso debería haber quedado incluso en la película. Y que lo más chistoso es que mientras hacían la escena, pues claro, era a las 3 de la mañana. Entonces pues, el resto del casting estaba mirando y era como que, what the fuck? O sea, en realidad era un borracho lanzándoles aire, man. Ahí está el de historia de Drum Man.
Yo solo tengo esta pregunta. ¿En el Blu-ray incluirán al borracho también?
In the Blu-ray, they include that Drum Man scene or what?
You said what?
In the Blu-ray of the movie, would you include that behind the scenes with the Drum Man?
I'll do that.
Yes.
Vale. También yo ¿querías decir algo, Wynn Melina?
No, que te voy a preguntar, ¿quieres decir algo?
De hecho, yo tengo esta pregunta capciosa para todos ustedes y es ¿qué es lo que aprendieron de este filme que les puede servir en una situación de peligro? O sea, esta película, ¿qué aspectos importantes merece resaltar en cuestión de que si en alguna vez se sienten en peligro, como que esto sea como una guía de supervivencia? ¿Qué se debe evitar o qué se debe aprender de este filme?
Okay, that's an interesting question from all of you. If this movie somehow becomes like a surveillance guy, I don't know, survivors guy, what are the most important things that you learn of this movie? If God doesn't, I hope doesn't happen, but it somehow a situation like that happens to you or to somebody that you know, what are the most important things that they can learn from this movie?
To keep your GPS on and never go off the highway.
Yes, never do that.
And stock up on gas.
Yeah, fill it before you leave.
Yes.
John, nunca llenar bien de pues obviamente de gasolina al carro, siempre tener el GPS prendido y nunca hacer ese camino en U.
No,
Ya sabes, ¿no? Tú sabes. No, y lo peor es que yo cuando vi ese camino nu, yo dije, oh, no.
oh,
No, in
no.
fact, when I saw the Grunton, I was like, in that moment, I said, oh gosh, no. And I start, I don't know what was going to happen, but I was like, oh man, because yes, I was feeling the group, the all the friends, and I was like, somehow I know that bad things are going to happen, but it feels so real because in fact I really love I know it's like in which highway was recorded that because it feels so real. I mean I've been in the situation where like,
Yeah.
man, if it's that me going to with my friends and somehow I don't know, tell me more about that aspect. When we were in which part of the US was filming this movie? Tell me more. For me,
Oh,
that I'm Colombian.
well, I can tell you about the town, the actual town that we were shooting in. I wouldn't ever want to be there by myself. So
No.
that's not.
It is.
That was the scary part in it. Like if there was any way to get in character, it was just being there because
Yeah.
you knew that you weren't safe if you were there. And so if it had it not been for all of the crew, I would have never been there by myself. So just that in itself, it was a little small town called was it Geneva?
Geneva, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I've never been there before in my life. I've never even heard of a Geneva. And it's just not a good place to be. To put it to you that way. A lot of flags there that don't agree with my heritage. So there are a lot of people there that you just don't want. Now they were nice because
We're nice.
they saw that we were bringing business to their town, and it was a movie being shot there. So I didn't come across anybody that was mean or disparaging, anything like that. However, I didn't want to be there to find out any more longer than I should have. So that was that.
Wow.
It was a lot of land, a lot of grassy land. I don't know if you've ever seen like Jeepers Creepers when the bus just starts driving down like a deserted road and this all you see is just land and it's just like endless, like just trees. There's no civilization, no buildings or anything. That's pretty much what it is. Like, and then and there were some parts I've taken that back road a few times. And there's no street lights. So if you're in the dark, you're literally in the dark by yourself and you're just hoping that like your car won't like shut off or anything. It's pretty scary. So yeah, when we first went to set, it was like before sunrise, right? It was like 6 a.m.
Yeah,
It was
I
dark.
think so, yeah.
Yeah, it was. Thankfully our phones have flashlights on them, but we were just walking around. It was like the morning dew. It was like really marshy and everything. So it really like got us into the setting already and the environment of like, okay, we're in like murky, grassy, secluded area. Like no one's around us. If we screamed, no one would hear us. So yeah. Great pick locations.
Oh yeah, especially I think one of my favorite just visually was us walking through the airplane salvage yard because I've never seen until this movie, never seen a airplane salvage yard like that. And it was really cool to even like go inside. Like we just played around and we just like went inside and we're just goofing off and like doing things. And then when we filmed this, it was during December. So it was actually cold, which usually it's not cold in Florida, but it was in that time. So when I had to film my scene, no spoilers, but like when the rain started happening, that was cold because it was like 45 degrees out, which in Florida, because of we're surrounded by water, it gets cooler with the humidity. Yeah. So I remember, and it was late at night and I think we had what is it called? Like the flame blowtorch. It was like a gun that just blew out flames. Like, and we were all just like cuddling behind it, like, oh my gosh, I'm so cold. And especially after hot hands saved our lives. Yeah, it was yeah, it was cold. So that was all real during that rain scene, like all my frustration and everything. And then on the cold on top of it, you're like, I just need to get through this. Like, this is awesome, but it kind of sucks at the same time, but I love it. A lot of emotions, but it was really cool just being in that set and really being immersed in the environment. I think that really helped. And then, yeah, especially those late nights, it was just so cool the way they did like from the layer to the hangar itself. Like when we went inside the hangar, everything was just, it looked like a set. It really did. I was like, wow, did they just make this for us? But it was just there, and it was really fun to play around and be a part of.
It's like a slumber party.
It was.
Yeah.
No,
Lots of late nights.
I think I will ask Jhon, because when I saw that scene with the first time that the anger appears, I was like you. I was like, whoa. No, in fact, it struck me.
Huge.
It's huge. And don't worry, Melina. I feel when you film that scene, I feel the weather. I was like, she must be freezing. She must be freezing in that scene.
I'm trying not to, but it was cold.
No, we live in the north of Colombia, in Cúcuta, with the border with Venezuela. Here is really hot. It's really sunny. So we know when the temperature goes down, really goes down. Jhon, el pueblo se llama Génova. Dice
Génova.
Marcus que en realidad no, le dio miedo grabar allá por todas esas cuestiones sociales, raciales, pero que la gente fue muy amable, pero que sí es un lugar que da miedo, y Raven lo describe como las carreteras de Jeepers Creepers. Así es ese lugar. Sí,
Solo
Dani,
falta la emisora.
Exacto. Bueno, Papu, lo que tú digas.
Lo último sería, para poder mostrar el tráiler, es definan en una palabra Unsheltered. Pero pregúntale a Marcus sobre cuál trailer mostrar, el primero o el último.
Okay, Marcos, what we are going to show the trailer. What trailer do you want to showcase? The first one or the latest one?
They should be about the same, probably the latest. How long is the latest?
And we got 10 minutes. Jhon, tenemos 10 minutos. ¿Cuánto se demora el último?
A ver, déjame mirar, se demora 1 minuto y 44.
Antes de hacer eso, yo creo que sería bueno la foto. Y
Sí.
ya después, before we show the trailer, because I don't want the time run off, because by the way, I love you all, and Jhon love you all, and it was a really beautiful interview. We are going to take a picture so we can show to the social media, so people, so.
Because we have to record everything in 2017, let me take you along with us to North Carolina. Hey, girl, hey. All right, here's your cake.
All right, easy, guys, easy.
Oh, yeah. Birthday shots? All right, here we go. Cheers.
We're going on a road trip.
This isn't a road trip. We're like evacuating.
The story of 5 college students on the backdrop of one of the nation's most catastrophic storms in history took a mysterious and very dark turn on the evening leading up to Hurricane Irma's landfall.
Why are we getting off the highway?
Yeah, why are we going off?
Gas.
The highway is like a straight shot, though.
Guys, how far to the nearest station?
You need a gas station. 2 miles down, you'll see a scrapyard. There it is.
Hey! Hey, anybody!
No one's here.
For now, the 5 students have been entered into the missing persons database.
If you're seeing him, please let him go.
This case has been an uphill battle. But in my 19 years, I have never seen anything like this. Ever.
Yes.
With Jhon.
That trailer is amazing, by the way, Marcus.
No, para nosotros es
So
un honor.
good.
De hecho, por último, ya en estos 5 minutos, redes sociales, porfa, e invita a ver un shelter.
Hey Marcus, this is your last 5 minutes. No. This is the last 5 minutes of the interview, so you can invite people to watch Unsheltered, say the social media so people can follow the movie. And go ahead, man. The camera is yours.
Oh yeah. Okay. So everybody check out Unsheltered. It's on Vudu, Apple TV, iTunes, and am I missing one? Amazon.
Amazon. Google Play,
You
right?
can follow us on social media on Facebook. Just type in Unsheltered Film. You can also follow us on Instagram. That is unsheltered_film. And definitely follow. That will lead you down the rabbit hole to find all the amazing actors as you see here, the talent that you see here, Melina and Raven, and plus the other one. So you can check us out and keep up to date with any kind of new progressions that's going to happen in the future. So definitely, and leave a review whenever you see it on Amazon and all these other platforms. Leave a review, not a bad one. We don't need a 1-star. We need at least 4 to 5 stars. Thank you.
No, and in fact, I wish you that this movie keep doing like a treat from festivals, man.
Oh yeah.
John, pues hay tiempo. Yo creo que ellas también pueden dar sus redes.
Claro.
Yes, we got time. Melina and Raven, please, of course, give your social media so people can follow you, invite people to watch Unsheltered, and I don't ask you, gave a hi to Colombia and to the channel, but whoever, we got like 3 minutes, so please, okay. Melina or Raven, who will be the first?
I'll be quick. Hi, Colombia. Thank you so much for your support. Definitely check out Unsheltered the film. We are on all the platforms, so main streaming platforms. And thank you so much for, watching the movie and being a part of our story and all individually, us and connecting with us. So yeah.
And Melina?
Hola, Colombia. My name is Melina Kay. I play Ana Garcia in Unsheltered. Thank you all so much for listening to us, getting a little glimpse of behind the scenes of how we came together and put this film together. I'm really thankful, really grateful for this opportunity to have worked with everyone in front and behind the camera. And it was an experience I'll never forget. So watch Unsheltered, again, like Raven said, we're on Amazon. It's a lot, but we're everywhere. We're everywhere, so check us out.
Marcus, you say that you only receive reviews, one star or 5 stars, but you want reviews. I will tell John if he can make a review. I will tell, because we sometimes review movies.
Yeah.
John, haz la review de la película.
Por supuesto. También agradecerle.
5 stars, of course. But no, it's great because when John and myself do the reviews, of course, he write it in Spanish, I translated. The reviews, they are beautiful because they are not like just reviewing, okay, this movie is great, bye. No.
Yeah.
We will.
Okay.
Yes, John.
No, también agradecerle a Sharry y Flaherty por la oportunidad de Minor Release. Entonces, gracias por el enlace y bueno, muchachos, gracias por esta gran oportunidad.
No, y debo decirlo. Of course, thank you to Sharry from Midnight Releasing. And I will say it now. I say it before, but I will say it. I have to congratulate Midnight Releasing because not only because they are sharing us the movies for this channel, but like they are showcasing some really great work that somehow people can miss, but thanks to them, people won't miss. And I watched few movies the last year and this year, but the movies that I've been watching from them, they are like, yes, it was worth it. So it's great that you are on Midnight Releasing because they are releasing amazing movies, man. Like Shelter.
Oh.
Okay. Bye. Ciao, John.
Colombia.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Great
Ciao.
meeting, guys.